When I pressed that button on the remote and watched my entire treehouse detach from its old oak and roll down the hill with Karen screaming on the top deck, clutching a mimosa for dear life, I realized two things at once. First, this was hands down going to be the most satisfying Tuesday of my life. Second, I should have done it weeks ago, the moment she called the cops on my swing set. You ever get that feeling like, yeah, this is happening, and there's not a thing anyone can do to stop it? That was me. And that was Karen trapped in a rolling treehouse, her HOA crown slipping further with every wobble. Let me back up a sec. I'd spent months building that treehouse me little engineering masterpiece, my escape from city chaos and HOA drama. This wasn't just some kid's fort. It was an off-grid, solar-powered, hydraulics and smart lighting eco-retreat on a steel chassis with wheels and GPS and enough tech to make a doomsday prepper jealous. It looked rustic on the outside, sure, but inside? Top-tier comfort, water filtration, you name it. And honestly, I built it partly to prove to myself that I could, after years designing modular housing for someone else. This was finally my project. Things went sideways the moment Karen spotted it from her balcony. Next thing I know, a letter slides under my gate gold foil, like it's from the royal family. Your vertical living structure poses a risk to property values, she wrote, citing visual pollution and claiming it blocked the moonlight from her backyard fountain. I laughed it off until she started taping fines to my door $250 here for unauthorized aerial structure, $100 there for moonlight obstruction. All nonsense, since the HOA had zero say over my property. That just made Karen escalate. Meetings, complaints about wind chimes I didn't even own, even a neighborhood petition. But the real fun started when I left for a camping trip. I come back, gate wide open. The treehouse is decked out with string lights, white curtains, yoga mats. Inside, Karen, pink tracksuit, sunglasses, arranging a cheese board, leading a lavender brunch. Namaste, she says, like she owns the place. Apparently, she'd climbed in with a ladder, jimmied the lock, and declared it a community meditation hut. She even posted on the neighborhood board, open to all spiritually aligned HOA members. Some woman's burning sage in my reading nook. I am stunned. You know that feeling when you're so angry you actually get calm? That was me. I didn't argue. I didn't threaten. I just walked back to my truck, reached under the seat, and grabbed the silver briefcase, the remote. Matte black, fingerprint sensor, linked straight to the treehouse battery. One button, activate. The whole structure vibrated. Karen and her yoga squad didn't notice until the wheels touched down and the house started rolling slow at first, then picking up speed, following the GPS path I'd mapped for test runs. I watched on the app as internal cameras showed Karen losing her mind, fruit parfait flying, guests sliding on yoga mats. The audio system piped in birdsong while Karen yelled for someone to call the sheriff. Outside, I watched from my driveway with popcorn, every camera streaming. The structure rolled down my trail, over the footbridge into the woods. Guests panicked. Karen tried to use a throw pillow as a radio. Someone clung to a plant. Karen kicked the glass door wouldn't budge, obviously, since it's hurricane-proof. I let the tour mode run. Welcome to Arbor Escape. Did you know raccoons can open over 30 types of containers? A raccoon wandered up. Karen shrieked through a yoga mat. My phone rang a known number. You roll this treehouse back, or I'll have you arrested for terrorism. Karen screamed. I sipped my drink, let her rage burn out. Karen, you broke into my treehouse, hosted a brunch, and called it community property. I'm just escorting unauthorized guests off my land. Meanwhile, her husband Todd, frantic on the curb, called 911. My wife is in a runaway treehouse. News vans arrived. Phil, my neighbor, launched his drone for live stream footage. The whole block watched as the treehouse glided into the forest. A young reporter tried to keep a straight face for his segment. Breaking news out of West Pinewood Estates HOA, President Karen has been whisked away by a remotely controlled treehouse. Karen tried waving for help out the skylight. Marlene, the guest, prayed in the corner. Yoga instructor called for deep breaths, but when the deck tilted, chaos. Karen flailed with a curtain rod, and toppled into a beanbag. I'm not proud, but I replayed that clip several times. Eventually, I parked the treehouse at Vista Point, the nicest spot on the trail, solar lights, fire pit, wind chime. The voice piped in, "Please enjoy nature." As sunset neared, I sent it back, slow rolling through the woods, past more camera stations and wildlife. When it emerged into the neighborhood, the crowd erupted. Karen stomped out, leaves in her hair, face red, straight past the cameras, trailing a husband who looked like he'd seen a ghost. It was delicious. But that was just round one. By sunrise, our neighborhood drama had gone viral. Memes, TikToks, Karen's face on a roller coaster, the treehouse rolling through history. National news called me for interviews. Karen called a press conference in a neck brace, claimed she was kidnapped by an unlicensed architect. Even Marlene, the brunch guest, spoke up. "We had snacks. It wasn't Guantanamo." That soundbite hit 10 million views. Karen's lawyer sent a cease and desist, but I had receipts, permits, surveillance, everything. My cousin Sheila, a firecracker of a lawyer, filed a countersuit for trespassing, property damage, and defamation, attaching video evidence. Karen throwing a yoga mat at a raccoon. Karen bossing guests in my kitchen. The media loved it. Reddit crowned me remote control Mark, while Karen became mobile menace Karen. Suddenly, the city caught wind. Auditors dug into her backyard Versailles gazebo, built with HOA funds and no permit. Her kingdom crumbled, board members resigned, and she was suspended from the HOA. The city inspector came, whistled at my treehouse, and asked if I'd build another for his daughter. Within a week, I got offers from travel companies, venture firms, even a Netflix scout. Karen? She argued with grocery store cashiers about luxury taxes on pineapples. What she never knew until it was way too late was that my treehouse was actually a government-funded prototype. The tech, the off-grid systems, the GPS, all part of a sustainable shelter project. Her little invasion had actually given us the wildest, most unpredictable user trial ever. Every moment Karen panicked became valuable stress scenario data. When the Department of Innovation asked for the footage, they didn't flinch, they took notes. As the final act played out, Karen's power vanished. She tried to launch a rival HOA with a cat and a confused elderly man. She went full conspiracy on Facebook about pine cones being government microphones. No one listened. The neighborhood, once tense and anxious, relaxed people waved, asked about the treehouse, brought cookies. The HOA, under new leadership, even asked me to build them a shed. Peace settled in, until that night of faint crunch of gravel, a metallic click. There she was trying to sneak back in. Rope ladder, rhinestone hoodie, duffel bag, and a mission. She got 1 foot up before the ladder snapped, cursing at mosquitoes and fate. When she finally crept inside, arms crossed like a queen recapturing her throne, I triggered the new security system. Lights flashed red. My voice echoed. Unauthorized access detected. She tried every door, every window, watch her own greatest hits play on the screen. Then finally the wheels whirred. The treehouse rolled off. Alone this time, Karen defeated in the darkness. Morning found her slumped against the kitchen counter, spent. "I just wanted things to go back to how they were," she whispered, but when she added, "Before you moved in with your circus machine," any sympathy I had evaporated. I called her sister, who arrived in silence and took Karen away. No lawsuits, no rants, just a note half-hearted, almost an apology. I was wrong. Don't think I'll say it twice. The neighborhood changed. People asked about sustainable tech. Families wanted to rent my tree houses, and Karen became a cautionary tale. She never tried again, not physically at least, but her legend lingered. And, well, I finally understood what it meant to put down roots. Or wheels, as the case may be. But let me throw this out there. Was I wrong to fight back this way? Or was Karen just reaping what she sowed? Drop your thoughts below. Who's the real villain here? And what would you have done in my shoes? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wild neighborhood tales.